So let's get started. It's my honor to announce today's keynote speaker, Paul Jaure. As head of artificial intelligence at MedBridge, Paul Jaure stands at the forefront of artificial intelligence innovation and development. With a profound dedication to harnessing technology to replicate and enhance human processes, Paul has been instrumental in developing a groundbreaking, patented AI platform that significantly advances medical diagnosis and treatment. His career reflects a strong focus on product innovation, emerging technologies, AI software development, and shaping how the future of intelligent systems can be integrated into everyday lives. Paul holds a master's degree from Boston University and a BA from Florida International University, where he attended on a full NCAA golf scholarship and also a expert in wines. Very interesting. And now he's a professor of artificial intelligence at FIU. Paul is also on the board of a very, very important national and international organization called the National Foundation for Teaching Entrepreneurship, which helps empower the next generation of innovators. Please join me in welcoming today's guest speaker, Paul Jaure.
Well, thank you, everybody. It's an honor to be here. Really appreciated this invitation to be surrounded by such amazing professionals. I'm a huge fan of Avanti Way, friends of the founders who are amazing. Let's see. Here we go. All right. So as you can imagine, in this environment, AI is not only disrupting many industries, but especially the real estate industry. I don't come from this background, as you heard in my intro. I do come from the wine industry as well, so I think we all share that in common. But today we're going to talk about how artificial intelligence is disrupting this industry, how we're going to find essential tools for you to leverage AI and be able to take advantage of it. The future holds AI in this sector, and it's extremely important for, I think, everybody to have not only the knowledge, the power, and leveraging AI in your favor. And I think most people are a little afraid of it. Today, hopefully, we'll get rid of that fear. Part of our agenda today, we're going to talk, of course, about the evolution of AI, the tools that you must know. I mean, I think we've all heard of the ChatGPTs, we've heard of different tools, but today, hopefully, we're going to be able to understand better what AI can do for you and how to take advantage of it. Steps and how the future is bright. A lot of people have a pessimistic view on AI, and I think we can have a very optimistic view on AI. I'm a first of all, humanitarian, and that's what your business involves, is becoming one with your customers. And I think AI is going to be the tool to help us reach much higher levels of that personal connection. First, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Thanks for that intro. Was great, but you might want to know who's talking up here. Besides golf, as you can imagine, as you heard, I had a scholarship, and that was part of my upbringing as a child. That's how I ended up in Miami. I played golf for FIU. Happened to be my father's disappointment because he wanted me to be the next Tiger Woods. Did not happen. But I did create 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago, an artificial intelligence platform that recognizes body movements, body positions, and then we compared them to an ideal model. And that's how I developed Golf Boost. Golf Boost was a company that we exited a few years ago, was acquired by another golf company. But basically, think of how AI can work and how so many years ago, over a decade ago, was able to identify an arm, a leg, how the movement and how it projected, and how, compared to a model, would output an executable of a golf lesson. That evolved into Rehab Boost. As you can see, we were very creative with the names, right? Golf Boost, Rehab Boost. And basically the same core technology, which was patented, and that technology was able to, again, detect body movements. Besides that, is it doesn't relate to real estate. I would like you to think about how, no matter what, AI transformed different sectors. Not only the golf industry, now the medical sector. Part of this other exit as a company, I'm now part of corporate America again. I would never thought about it since I'm a serial entrepreneur. And I now work for a company in this medical sector that's always trying to be at the forefront of technology, which reminds me a lot of Avanti Way. I think Avanti Way has that mission from the founders. You guys I congratulate you, because it's amazing how you've always been at the forefront of technology innovation, trying to take next levels. And I now teach. I never thought I would come back to my alma mater and teach kids, and how to hopefully become one and understand AI and use the technology in their favor. Before we go into anything, I would like you to understand, what is AI, right? Everybody's asking, has a different definition of AI. In the broadest sense, it's computer systems, right? It's mathematical computer systems, algorithms that are processing different equations, and based on those equations, you have an output. In the case of the famous ChatGPTs, we've all used AI in the past. Think about from Pac-Man to gaming to searching on the web, right? Google and all of these different intelligence assistants now coming up. That's all AI. We've all been in constant contact with AI, but it has evolved now with all these extremely important generative transformative systems, which happen to be the chat boxes, which we don't call them anymore chat boxes. We now call them assistants or agents. We're coming to the era of agency, and that's going to disrupt, hopefully, not only this industry, but the entire world. They say AI is a new electricity. I think this is a really important statement, because electricity is a general purpose technology. We think of electricity and you think, oh, a light bulb. But no, it's a lot more. It's what generated this phone right here, what we all have in our pockets, our computers, not only the light, this projector, everything around us has been a byproduct of electricity, right? So think of AI in the same exact way. How we're right now at the foundation of AI. AI is just beginning. It's at its infancy stage. So think of AI as a general purpose technology that will become and power many more tools. There's still so much to be invented, and I think all of you have that capability to become front runners for this technology. We can build applications, we can do absolutely anything with this technology. It really is an era of imagination, and that's why it's sometimes unfairly compared to electricity, because I think electricity has been the foundation, a bedrock for everything we use today, but AI has that capability. I keep getting questions from my students to, when somebody hears, oh, he's in AI, or he's been working with AI for so many years. A lot of the parents at my kids' schools, they go, what should my kids study? Am I going to be replaced with AI, right? Everybody's asking that question. At work, everybody says, am I going to be replaced with AI, right? So I like everybody to think of AI as a tool. Think about it as we just saw, as a technology. But it's here to empower you. It's here for you to become more efficient, more productive. I like this because it's like, don't use AI, work with AI. Work as an assistant. Think of it as a coworker, as a tool, but more than a tool. It's somebody that's next to you that's enabling your job to be easier and more effective, right? And unfortunately, I don't think it's going to replace any of us at this stage, right? Eventually, it will become more and more active, and we're going to have something called AGI and ASI, artificial general intelligence and artificial superintelligence, where it becomes as intelligent as the most efficient PhD in every sector of humanities studies, and superintelligence when it becomes even self-evolving and it goes beyond humanity, right? But if we use it as a companion, I think this statement is more powerful, right? It won't replace you, but the competitor using it will. Sorry, it's not loading. Let me refresh real quick. I think we got it. No, again. So, powerful image, right? Because it's the robot. By the way, robotic agencies coming soon as well, right? So think of technologies that are going to be building upon AI. But we can use these technologies, right? The idea is that AI in real estate, will be automating routines like data entry, right? Over time, these advanced intelligence assistants are going to analyze market trends, support client communication, and transform your workflows. Use it to your advantage. Again, yeah, it's working. So, in real estate, I think it's comparable to any other industry, but this industry has something even more powerful, which is yourselves, right? You have a connection. There's a human connection. So it's going to still have virtual private tours, right? You're going to have predictive pricing models, customer chatbots. Again, remember, the evolution of the chatbot will become an agent. The difference between a chatbot and an agent is that before we had text to text, now it's going to be voice to voice. But not only that, the next era of agents is going to be able to perform activities. So the chat box evolves into an agent where you can tell it, think of an Expedia, I can tell it to go book me a ticket to New York. It's going to find not only the best choices, the best prices, but also is going to be able to access my calendar and know that on certain dates I can't travel, right? So think of that in the real estate market and how you can take advantage of that. I think it says remote control. It's not AI. We need AI. So AI, change the slide. It's coming. It's coming. But no, this is something not part of the presentation, but think about it as an assistant, and you can build your own assistants. This is really important, and hopefully, not hopefully, I know the platform itself, the Avanti Way platform is going to have those tools, and you're going to be able to have that advantage at your disposal. Except for it's not working for the Do we have a manual option, manual override? No. Let me see if I refresh it.
Down? A little more? Hold on. This side.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, you can, if you want, you click it for me, no problem at all. So he'll be my AI. See, an assistant. We got, and it's not replacing the human assistant because he is a human. Why now, right? I mean, everybody's asking the question: why now? Why the tipping point? I mean, it has to do with computing power. It has to do with the microchips. You've heard of NVIDIA. You've heard of all these systems. Increased data availability, and of course, the competitive market. I love competition. You should embrace competition because that's how new technologies get evolved. And in this competitive market, with all this data, I remember meeting you guys at the beginning of Avanti Way, and your emphasis on data was profound. You saw something coming that I guess very few people saw, and you have that knowledge base, those data repositories for Avanti Way that I think all of you will be able to take advantage. Now with this technology, with the evolution of technology, let's switch it. The agent's working on its own. We switch a slide. But anyways, and that data, which is so important, is the new oil. I don't say this. This is an article from The Economist that came out, and it's the world's most valuable resource, data today, as oil was back in the last century, or back in the last decade, really. It still is a valuable resource. But if you think of the digital age, how they're driving innovation, and how data has the potential to economic growth, And much like oil did back in the day, data is now this new oil, this new resource, this new power that, again, your connections, your data is a resource that is extremely important and powerful because you're going to be able to leverage it with AI. Next slide, please. So, action steps we can take. How you realtors can prepare with these new skills, explore partnerships, and cultivate these data-driven approaches. Next, please. I love my AI. Okay, so CRMs, predictive analytics, platforms, it's coming. It's already here, right? Think of the future is going to go from here to glasses, to wearables. We're going to become cyber humans, not in the robotic sense, but yes, in the sense that we're all going to have different technologies at our disposals. So envision that future and think of how your product can reside within the consumer's views, whether it's glasses, whether it's all these insights that are going to be available, from client predictions to relationship management, everything residing within these new technologies. Next, please. Virtual tours. We keep calling them chatbots, but remember, they're agents. So think about how an agent's going to be able to perform a series of activities that you tell it to do for your customer, for yourself, how you're going to have support, you're going to have automated property valuations. And I say you're going to have, that's all now. It's already here. It's already part of the evolution of the Avanti Way platform, which, again, you should take advantage of it. And I'm always, every time I see how you guys advance, I'm so impressed with how you're already ahead of the competition. And that's extremely important for you to have as a tool. Next, please. Scan it again. I like my other AI better. I got it now. So, AI-powered marketing. Oh my God, how important is marketing? Every single product out there, from Coca-Cola to anything you can imagine, to Ferrari, needs marketing. Now, this is customized marketing, personalized marketing, marketing that you're going to have for each one of your customers, for each one of you. Normally, marketing is done as a whole. Yes, you can segment and you can actually go into different campaigns and whatnot, but now the lead quality and the outreach, all these strategies are going to be customized. Think of you as an individual going to each of your customers as individuals. Yes, it worked. But mainly, I keep saying think about it, I keep saying you, we're talking as a whole, but it becomes a narrowed individual mindset. Skills that you need to invest in yourself, really, because we're all at an era of technology. They say, oh, AI, and I've been ahead of the curve when it came to AI knowledge. But the reality is that I keep investing in myself. I keep learning because every single, I was going to say day, I'm going to say second, a new technology, and this technology evolves and a new tool is presented in the market. So continue using the different tools, continue educating yourselves. We're all at a stage that we need to learn and relearn these different skills. Relearning AI, relearning, I teach my students all the time, not only as entrepreneurs, which you guys are. My class, by the way, is called Applied AI and Entrepreneurship. So it's about entrepreneurship and it's also about AI. Entrepreneurs are able to detect progress, detect a sector, and see the business. With AI, you have the technology behind you to support those decision-making processes. So again, detect it and invest in yourself. AI, please. It's just, It's just spinning. So, same slide. I don't have anything else to say about this slide. Okay. Part of this is building a data-driven mindset for decision making, right? So thought analytics, so empowerment. So that means, the data that you have at your disposal to try to optimize your strategy, optimize your marketing, optimize your client outcomes. This is all going to be part of the decision-making strategy. Just basically embrace analytics and the interpretation of informed decisions. Again, leveraging AI to make these decisions for you. When I say decisions for you, I think it's really important to understand you want to have always a human in the loop. So you tell the AI what to do by prompting it. So prompting, don't think of prompting as a chat where you're having a conversation with the agent, but you're actually asking it to do certain tasks for you. When it does that, the human in the loop is the most important part, because that's where you have that personality, that personal connection that you added. Not only you're revising, but you're also adding to it to make it personalized. I'm just going to put it away. Next slide, please. We're almost at the end. The future is bright. The age of agents, as mentioned, is no longer chatbots. The age of voice assistants, you're going to be able to talk. You're already able to talk. I don't know if you guys are using them. Use it. Talk to it. It's learning about you. It's customizing things. It's customizing the whole experience. And the future is augmented reality. So again, as entrepreneurs, think and put yourselves in that future and see how you can take advantage of these new technologies. From virtual reality tours to these experiences that are going to all be residing within your customers' peripherals. Next, please. So, how do you stay ahead? It sounds like I'm throwing flowers at the Avanti Way team, but it really is an amazing platform. The more I learn about it, the more impressed I am. You have the support here. You have the AI at your disposal. They've been embracing innovation early, investing in skills, fostering these improvements for you. Realtors are now able to take advantage of that database. All of these data sets and all of these innovations that are now part of the Avanti Way platform. I think today is going to be part of that educational process where we're all going to learn about all the capabilities. But not only is it embracing the innovation, investing in your skills, but also taking advantage of something you have at your disposal, which is this platform. Next, please. Seize the moment. It's an important moment. I cannot emphasize enough. Again, I talk to the young generation, to everybody's generation now. It's an era of change. It's an era that if we can identify the technology that's going to best help us take advantage of any situation, you can embrace it, because today you're going to have an impact that's going to reflect into your future. But most important, and this is your strength, right? We keep talking about technologies. We keep talking about different sectors. But this is one sector that when they ask me, is it going to be replaced by AI? Is my job in jeopardy? Am I going to be replaced as a human with AI? I think you, as a sector, as a whole, as realtors, have something very special, which is a human connection, right? And the idea of being able to connect human to human with your customer, besides all the technologies that you have at your disposal, besides personalizing the experience, you're always going to have that touch point, which is you and your customer. I like this. We've spent decades buried in task. Now we can finally unbury the value. And finally, use AI, not to eliminate the work, but elevating the focus. This is productivity. Think of AI as an efficiency and productivity leverage. It's a leverage multiplier. You multiply yourselves as individuals, and you become better at what you do. That's pretty much it. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it.
Of that area. So I wanted to take the time to bring now Ricardo Terán back, and Ricardo is going to ask Paul a question or two, and then maybe get one or two questions from the audience to him, being an innovation specialist in AI. I'm sure you'd like to pick his brain before we continue. Come on, Ricky.
So if you weren't bored enough of me, a little more, just a little more.
So, Paul, this is a momentous time in many industries and for professionals all over the world, where many professionals are feeling threatened, but because of AI, they're a little afraid of what sometimes seems like an insurmountable amount of knowledge that you have to adopt. And what we think about all the time is how to harness the power of technology to accelerate humans in their potential. You have been a figure of transformation in companies. I'd like you to tell us a little bit about this cultural shift inside of organizations and on the human aspect, how you are seeing the approach that people inside of companies that don't know exactly what to do with this technology, is their job at stake, how can they actually adopt it, make it better? Is there resistance inside of the companies to adopt? And how do you actually get it into production so you can say we are an AI-driven company because we're using this to harness our full potential? What have you found?
Great question, great question. So I'm part of corporate America, which I wasn't before, right? There's a structure to it that is very different from the entrepreneurial mindset, which you're a lot freer and not so many limits. Going into corporate America and my title that happens to be head of AI, I felt resistance at the beginning. I thought I was going to be welcome, and oh my God, there's AI, opportunity for all of us to embrace this technology. But I saw the total opposite, or somewhat of an opposite reaction to it. It's a fully remote company, so we're always on Zoom. The reason I mentioned that is that when we're on Zoom, you can read people, from their reactions a little better than in person, because sometimes you're distracted in person. That being said, I saw the resistance because they're like, is this guy really trying to replace me, trying to study what my processes and methodologies are so then it can be replaced with a technology, obviously AI. So my first action was educating internally. So I call them three pillars. One is internal, one is providing those tools, which is at this stage right now. We're providing the tools to understand the technology and having some quick wins for each of those sectors, each of those departments within the company understands how to become more productive and more efficient. When they see that, they start embracing the technology. It's amazing the KPIs that we've seen in growth, in productivity, how much better the company, each of those sectors are performing with a lot less human time. So they love that. And then I have the other two pillars happen to do with product. So I'm a product developer. So it happens to be, products and features that we're developing internally, which means for our own company and for our own customers. So MedBridge is a medical digital health platform that services clinicians. So that's the internal part, the clinicians that go to the front end and actually are able to see new products driven by AI, powered by AI, and externally are the users themselves, the patients. So the patients have that experience, that touch point with AI as well.
And you and I both share a passion for helping other entrepreneurs, and we're talking to entrepreneurs all the time, and this is an audience full of entrepreneurs, and one of the things that I find most easily will put an entrepreneur on a path to failure is not correctly segmenting their market and understanding who the customer they're actually developing really is. We're seeing huge shifts in demographics, right, of who is consuming our products and services. You identified an internal demographic in the company, but there's also all these opportunities for different market segments that act completely differently. How do you balance, let's say, working with a younger, more tech-enabled young person who, grew up after the iPhone was invented, versus maybe some of the older, maybe less tech-enabled, but that also want that efficiency, also want that great experience, but they may need a different path, a different way to interact with that technology. How do you balance this approach to segmentation, which all our agents have to do with their clients?
I use AI. No, it really is. I feel like I'm cheating sometimes, right? Because you write an email and you tell it, write this, this, and the other, boom, there's an email. Segmentation, right? Figure out this. I don't know if you guys use. Well, I'm sure we're going to see some tools today, but if not,
Yep.
I'll be happy to provide recommendations. But there's tools where I say, this segment with these 3 emails, which are my competitors, do a competitive landscape with this segmentation, and I want to know this message, and draft 3 options of emails that I want them to send to the different company
Fantastic.
roles, and it'll do it within minutes.
Fantastic.
So it is fantastic. Again,
Fantastic. I'd love to take an audience question because this is such a privilege to have such a great thinker. Anybody have a burning question about AI? Yes.
Hi, good morning. I'm really impressed with your conference, and I asked AI what's like the best question I could ask, and it gave me a bunch of questions. But I think this one's good for everyone. If you're advising someone in real estate, what's one AA tool or strategy you would recommend that we start exploring first?
great. So excellent
An
question.
AI tool or strategy to start with.
So I'm sure the platform, the Avanti Way platform, will have several of these tools. But if there's one, I would start building your own agent. So I have, and it could be, I'm agnostic to AI technologies in the sense of it can be your OpenAI ChatGPT, it can be Gemini from Google, it can be Copilot from Microsoft, it can be anything you want. Anthropic has Claude, has very, very good AIs as well. But you build one that's your own, that understands you, that knows, give it access to your calendar, for example, to some of your notes, some of your thinking. I know it sounds dangerous, but that's the only way that you're going to be able to empower yourself, because you're going to become more efficient. You will become more productive because you have an AI working with you and for you.
Should we as professionals ever feel, well, we as professionals, I feel sometimes we feel threatened when a client comes and they have this barrage of apparent knowledge. What would you recommend to any of us in the audience that we understand the importance of this technology, we're trying to catch up? What should we start doing today to get better every day and being able to not confront, but face some of these clients that bring all this firepower?
How did you guys do it when Google first started, right? Or Zillow first started, right? I
You just started
all of a
using
sudden,
it.
I remember, right, you start using it because that's exactly what you had, customers that were empowered. I get a question all the time from doctors as well, because they have now, it was Google Doc, now it's an AI Doc, which is even worse for them, right? They know
Right.
all the symptoms, they think they know everything. So again, I think here is the differentiator between your sector and a lot of other sectors using this technology, which is a human connection. You have the power to connect on a human level, and I think that's a huge advantage.
Well, with that, Paul, it's a great honor to
I
have
think
you
she wanted
here.
to, sorry.
One more? Okay.
Sorry, did I extend my time?
You can say it and I'll repeat it.
Maybe my voice is pretty loud. My husband says so.
I can hear.
Yeah, we can hear it. Okay.
I use AI a lot at home for recipes and stuff, gardening and stuff like that. Do you think I should use 2 different AIs, one for business and one for home?
Great question. Yes, you should have several agents. One that is an expert at one thing, and the other one is an expert at something different. The best way to leverage these agents is having them individualize expertise instead of having one as a broader knowledge base.
So when you say different agents, can I have different agents in ChatGPT or
Yeah, exactly. So in ChatGPT, for example, you can create a new agent, and each one of them is set for something different.
Okay.
You have in ChatGPT, you can create projects and you create agents. You create a new chat, basically. So that one chat is for your recipe, and you only call it, your cook chat. The other chat is your professional. This is your real estate chat. And then you have
Perfect. Thank you.
any others.
Paul, thank you so much.
Again, thank you so much.